To another episode of the Drunk Bond Podcast with your host, James Hinton Smythe. It's been a while. It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute. How are you? It's good to see you. How have you been? Did you miss me? Appreciate it. Appreciate you saying that. You didn't have to say that, but you said it, and I appreciate it. And today we'll be discussing the 1997 smash revolutionizing game, GoldenEye 007 for the Nintendo 64. That's right. The ultimate. A release that has recruited more Bond fans than anything else in the last 25 years. What do you think about that? What do you think about that thing that I just said to you, huh? What do you think about that bombshell that I just dropped on you? I think it did. It recruited this fan right here. This is what got me into to Bond. GoldenEye. I played the game like crazy, like everyone did my age. And then we watched the movie, and we were like obsessed with it because it was so close to the game. And then we realized how good of a movie it was. And then Tomorrow Never Dies was coming out that Christmas, I think. And TBS put on a 13 Days of 007, which was just fantastic. I mean, who doesn't love a good movie marathon on TV? And we watched those like crazy and went to see Tomorrow Never Dies, and we were hooked. So that's what started this game. GoldenEye. St. John Smythe. What you sipping on today? Pump the brakes. Let's talk alcohol first. Well, I'm having a vodka and one of these like bullshit 0-calorie things. I know, I'm sorry. But hey, the holidays are over. Thanksgiving's way in the rearview mirror. Christmas is over. It's February now. It's time to get back to our fighting weight here. Okay? If you want me to pump out some more of these bullshit podcasts that talk about a video game that came out 25 years ago, then I gotta take care of my body. I gotta think long term, all right? My body's a temple, guys. Okay? Now, I'm trying to protect that temple. You know, when you go with non-calorie mixers, people usually go soda, just that soda water. I can't stand that shit. I've tried it so many times, like hundreds of times. Vodka soda with a lime. Sounds like refreshing enough, I guess. No. Every time I order it, I'm like, I hate this. And it's not that it tastes bad. I'm just like, it's depressing. I'm like sad when I'm drinking it. It tastes like, it's like your arm fell asleep. You know, it's like tingly, but there's nothing there. I can't stand it. And mark my words, you come a couple weeks, I'll be at the bar saying, vodka soda, please. Let's give it another shot. I hate it. It's such a bad drink. Like, I can't get drunk off of it. I'll have one, then I'm like, all right, it's enough. I need something different. You know, when I'm drinking, I want to fly. Okay? I don't want to be, like, depressed and bummed out at this tasteless drink. So this is, I think it's like a sparkling ice is the name of the mixer. It's like 5 calories for the whole thing. I think the Fresca, Diet Fresca, or does Fresca just not have any calories to begin with? That's pretty solid. The non-calorie Squirt, terrible name for a sody pop, but Squirt's pretty good too. You know, if you're looking to get tight with St. John Smythe, go try those out. But don't stop drinking though. I can't stress that enough. If you want to cut calories, cut it on the mixer, but do not stop drinking. And that's an order, okay? So don't make fun of my non-calorie drink, my non-calorie mixer. But you got to ask yourself, you know, when you're talking about GoldenEye, do you want to look like Valentine or do you want to look like Pierce Brosnan? Huh? It's for you. It's for the good of this podcast, for the good of the company. Speaking of the company, Last of the Action Heroes Podcast Network, go check them out. We just got I don't know if I've mentioned Van Damme, Jean-Claude Van Damme. I don't know if I mentioned that one. And then some dude named Seco just put out a Mel Gibson podcast on our network. And that dude came in hot. And that's all I'm going to say. So go check out his new podcast. I took to Twitter recently. I had a Saturday a while back where, I mean, you want to talk about zero to do. Free as a bird until dinner. And it was freezing cold outside. So I was like, well, I'm going to play GoldenEye from start to finish. I'm going to beat Olive Agent, Secret Agent, and Double Agent. I've never done that. I'm going to try to do it. I did it before dinner. 4 o'clock I was done. I rolled through this thing. Got a nice reaction on Twitter. David Doak responded. Nice guy, nice fella. And yeah, like right now, I'm excellent at Bond. Like a couple years ago was the first time I ever beat the whole game. Like I beat Control and Caverns and Aztec. So it wasn't that long ago that I finally beat this thing. And I finally got Facility 00 Agent, that cheat, the invincibility. So YouTube helps. Grassloo, a guy named Grassloo 00, something like that. He plays a shit ton of GoldenEye. Anyway, so GoldenEye, developed by Rare. They did like Donkey Kong Country and all that on the Super Nintendo. And Nintendo had just got the rights to James Bond, and tie-in games for movies at the time had a bad rap, like, Home Alone and like E.T. pretty much started the whole gaming crash of the early 80s, and then Nintendo had to go pull everyone's penis out the fire. It's just what they did. Like, oh, it's a popular movie. We'll, like, put $400 into a new game and put the name of the movie on it, and people will buy it. Like, they don't know the difference. There's no reviews online, so they'll just go buy it. So tie-in games just had a horrible reputation. So no one at Rare was, like, really lining up to develop this thing. And then Martin Hollis, who was working on, I can't remember what game, he was a huge Bond fan, and their top 2 developers already passed, so he's like, well, I fucking love Bond, and I have some ideas. Can I do it? And they were like, yeah, sure. And that was it. It's as easy as it was. Yeah, like, go recruit a team. And he got, like, guys like David Doak and a bunch of people that had never worked on games before, which led it to being, like, a more unique game. They weren't using the usual rules of gameplay. I'm not a big gamer. I don't know about how to write code and all that shit, but it leads to a more unique thing. Like, GoldenEye was made in an odd way to where, like, it encourages exploration, and there's empty buildings like there would be in real life, and which you wouldn't ordinarily see in other games, but it makes it more realistic. So they visited the set. They took all these pictures and everything. They wanted to be like Virtua Cop, like an on-rail shooter kind of thing at first, originally for the SNES, and then it was called the Ultra 64, and they had all kind of ideas like different damage on where you hit somebody. Guards will be alerted when they hear a lot of gunfire. The more you shoot, the more people will hear you. Like little things that had never been done before. Took them 2.5 years to make it, which is insane. By the time they released it, Tomorrow Never Dies was coming out. That'd have been the biggest thing that made me nervous. Like, this movie's 2 years old. Does anyone even remember it? We're just putting the game out now? Ideally, you'd like to put it out like a month or two after the game. But no. So, let's just chat about it. We put the cartridge in, we turn it on, and we get a gun barrel and a title sequence. You get the introduction to all the characters, and then the menu screen. So let's just go level by level. We'll talk about 00 Agent, because that's the toughest part, So Dam's a solid first level. You got that first guy. It's like, all right, now you know how to tangle with someone. And then there's this truck driving, so you can kind of follow the truck, and it'll kind of show you where to go. It's a pretty linear level. You get the sniper rifle, and you pretty much just stick with the sniper rifle or the KF-7 the rest of the level. Don't worry about being quiet. And it's pretty easy on all 3 difficulties. Shouldn't give you a problem. You go out to the dam, you sniper rifle everybody on the bell towers. You go underneath the dam. That's a good time down there. Use your KF-7 and sniper rifle. There's a bunch of people. You can fuck some people up. It's a good time. You neutralize all the alarms. Good luck installing that covert modem. Like, how anyone would ever know that this is what you're supposed to do? And then, like, the aim is off, too. So you'll be aiming right at it, and it'll go somewhere else. It's kind of bullshit. There was also originally, like, a boat that was supposed to take you to an island across the dam, but they had to scrap that. You can still see that island way over there, like with your sniper rifle or something. And then, yeah, you go, like, press B to a computer, which, again, like, the objectives are not super clear in this game. Like, they'll give you hints with M and Q and all that, but in the briefing before, but, like, there's no arrow pointing to something and, like, all right, do this. You just have to, like, figure it out yourself. And this was before the internet, so, like, you really had to work at this shit. So after you, download the data, whatever the fuck you're supposed to do, you go back on the dam and bungee jump off, and that's that. And the cheat for Dam, a Secret Agent 240 paintball mode, that's pretty simple. You just pretty much run and knock out the alarms. I think how they came up with these cheats, they, like, assigned it to a team of people, and whoever got the best time, like, go as fast as you can, and whoever got the best time they made that the time. Like, there was no... I always wondered, like, how they pick those times. And now I know. And now you know. And you're welcome for that. And that's that. So we cut to Facility. One of my favorites. One of everyone's favorites. Who doesn't love Facility? You know, you start out in the duct work. You know, you got the AC blowing on you. You get to shoot a guard in the head who's taking a shit. And everyone's taking dumps. You know, remember in the movie, that butcher came out and he had that big, like, hog or cow that he was slaughtering. So all these guards must have got into some rancid meat. So they're all diarrheaing. So they're easy targets. So you shoot like 4 guards in the shitters. And then after that, there's like 3 guards patrolling. And it's just fun to pick them off. And you go room by room and knock them out with your PP7. The KF7, those guys from the other rooms run at you. So use your PP7. And then you go in that computer room, knock them out. Use the computer to open the door to get to like that locker room. And there's that hallway with those psychos walking towards you, just shooting their guns. Knock them out one at a time. No need to show off. You know, just knock them out one at a time. You don't have to go running at them. And then I just go straight in that double computer room after that. It's not a great strategy. I usually get hit, but, you know. And after you kill those 2 guards by the lockers, wait for 4 guards to come behind you. Because they'll fuck you up later. So just wait there, and they'll come from where you came from and knock out all 4. And after you get past that double computer room, like that opens up those other doors, it's pretty easy. Just use your PP7, stay quiet. There's like 5 places Dr. Dope can be. You blow up all the tanks in the bottling room. Oromov comes out and does all his shtick, you know, executes them in the head, and they all start shooting you, whatever the fuck that's supposed to be. And there you go. There's Facility. The cheat for this one is the hardest in the game. 00 Agent, 2 minutes and 5 seconds invincibility. It's fucking brutal. I've only done it once. Sheer luck. I mean, I run through, you know, you run through the first part. I go straight to the guard with the key. And then I go to that room with the computer that opens up the door. That's usually where I die because, like, they blow up that computer that I'm pressing B at. And it just murders me. If I get past that, I gotta, you know, run through the locker room, through that hallway. Remote mine those guards in the hallway. Hope for Dr. Dope to be in the right spot. I mean, use your KF7 for a second so someone will open the door to the main lab area or whatever. It's fucking brutal. It's all luck, too. And once you get the Trevelyan, you gotta hope that he's in a good spot. That he's not, like, in the middle of the tanks. Because, you know, time is of the essence, man. I've done it once. It's brutal. But invincibility's fun, if you can ever get it. Or you could just look up online how to just press the buttons and get it for yourself, and you don't have to worry about that. And then we cut to Runway. Easiest level in the game. Don't be a hero. Use the tank. Use the rockets. You kill as many guards as you can, but, like, don't go back for any because they just keep respawning. And then you blow up that missile battery and the 3 gun placements. You know, get that key in the little hut right there. And then that's it. You just go to the plane. And the cheat is DK mode on Agent 5 minutes. And if you can't get that, then I think you need to go see someone because you might have an undiagnosed developmental disorder. It's an easy one. It was meant to get it right off the bat so the player will say, holy shit, I got a new cheat. That was easy. I bet I can get all the other ones. What else is there? I see what they did there. I see what the developers did. They're tricking you. And we cut to Surface. These are my least favorite levels, the 2 surfaces. They're just sad. They're depressing. It's not like a bad idea, you know, like running around in the open, like in the snow with all these little huts and stuff, but it just sucks. It's like, it's not fun. And you get a key to like open the comms room door, power it down, get a safe key from one of those first huts, and then you have to go in the back, like where the fence is, and open a safe to get the building plans. And then enter base via ventilation tower. But I tell you what, if you're low on health, you get a nice little fear boner going up those steps. When you're trying to blow out the locks where someone with a double claw is trying to kill you, it's not fun. That's no way to spend, a day in the snow. And the cheat is a grenade launcher, Secret Agent 330, which again, if you just know the route, you just run. You just run past everybody in this level. It's not, it doesn't take any skill. Don't shoot anybody, just run. We cut to Bunker 1, which conversely is one of my favorite levels. I fucking love Bunker 1. And I think this first part is where they tried everything out. Like the developers. They would start you in that room. So you'd shoot one guard. The other guard would see that and go to press the alarm. And then the other guards would come in. And I think every time like they worked out some bugs, that's the thing they would practice on. That one little room, the beginning of Bunker 1. So they're like super proud of that beginning of that level, which is a pretty cool start. It's like a top 5 level for me. I love it. Like the setup is just cool. You can take it like one room by one room. It's just a good time. You got that one big room. Love it. and you just murder everybody. You know, make them rue the day they ever pledged their loyalty to Mother Russia. You just slaughter everyone in the whole place. Knock out all the cameras, copy the GoldenEye key, leave the original, photograph the main screen, and get fucking drag-ass Boris to go activate the computer. This motherfucker. You know I have a gun, right? I mean, you got a little bit of an attitude, walking all slow. I just killed all these people in here. Everyone. He's not a little bit scared? Hurry the fuck up. That's why you always shoot him in the head once he's done with his job. Shoot him. And then have your KF-7 out after that, after you get to use the data thief or whatever, to start blowing up those sunglass guys with the body armor, because those dudes are no joke. And then you leave, and I'm not really sure where Card Sense goes. He just goes into the snow. Just kind of, he's going to do his own thing. You know, Bonnie's a little alone time sometimes. And you have to, like, kind of get over the fact that you just murdered, like, 40 dudes. You know, that's a lot. That's a heavy burden on anybody. So Bond goes into the frozen woods and just kind of camps out there for a couple days. The cheat is double rocket launchers on double agent, 4 minutes. That's kind of challenging. That's a little tough. There's a lot of people to kill at the beginning. And then that big room, I mean, there's some people to kill. And then Boris can just, like, run away while you're doing that. And then he's so slow walking to those computers that it makes it just... That's like another minute and a half just waiting for his ass to do that. So you just have to, like, get your route right. Don't go into any unnecessary rooms and then go straight to Boris. If you could just go straight to Boris right away and ask him to do the computers and then start taking out the rest of the guards, that works, but that's kind of tough. So, you know, that's a mid-tier, little bit tougher cheat. And it cuts to Silo, which is just a fucking wonderful level. This is like if someone would just get into GoldenEye 25 years later, I'd tell them play this level, play Silo. It's very simple. It just repeats itself like 4 times, but it's just fun. There's a lot of guards. It's not super hard. I just love it. So yeah, you go in the hallway with the stairs. There's usually about 9 or 10 guards at each one. And then there's a little engine room. You plant the plastique, pick up everything on the ground, circuit boards. You got to get dat. And if you forget dat, then the mission fails. So don't forget that. God help you if you don't have that. Okay? Take a picture of the GoldenEye satellite when you get up there. And then the last one, Ourumov is there. I used to just like panic and just start blazing my way through the end and running and getting hit. But you actually, if you just lure some guards, they'll come to you and you could just knock them all out. And then you have to just shoot Ourumov one time. I mean, he's going to shoot you, but that's just because he's a crack shot, you know? I mean, he's a general, for Christ's sake. So you don't feel bad about that. Don't feel bad about taking damage from Ourumov. And then you knock out those 2 guards on the right, and then it's kind of easy after that. You don't have to, like, run everywhere and rush it. There's a timer in this one, but, you know, don't get too panicked. You don't have to rush too fast. I mean, it's a silo, so you would think... I mean, I'm using my KF-7 most of the time. So, like, upstairs, do you think they're hearing, like, that KF-7 just rattling off? And one of the guards is like, do y'all hear that? It sounds like something horrible is happening downstairs. I've lost radio contact with him. Oh, I just hear gurgling noises now. Should we go down there? Comrade Ourumov told us to stay put. And the cheat for this one is turbo mode, agent 3 minutes, which is pretty easy. That's a pretty simple one. And turbo mode is a great time, especially on multiplayer. Good lord. And that cuts to Frigate. Forget it. Most people's top tier level, which is, it's not one of mine. It used to be when I was a kid, but it's not my favorite. I always get lost in there. I don't know if it's the alcohol. I don't know what's going on. But I get lost upstairs, downstairs, inside, outside. Where am I? I don't know where I am. And all of a sudden I just see hostages again. I'm like, geez, I thought I'm all over the map here. And I think on Double Agent you have to save all but one hostage. You can let one get away. And then you defuse both bombs. God help you if someone comes and shoots one of those bombs while you're defusing it. Because that thing blows to smithereen. That thing's going down like the Titanic. And plant the tracker bug on the helicopter. It's the pirate instead of the tiger, or the tiger instead of the pirate, for whatever reason. I think Xenia was supposed to be in this level, but they didn't put her in there. I think, like, on the briefing, they mentioned Xenia might be on board, because that was where she was in the movie. That's a bummer. I would have liked to have her in the level at some point, like an Ourumov silo kind of thing, or Ourumov frigate. You know, we get plenty of Ourumov, which no complaints here. Who doesn't love Ourumov? But who doesn't love Xenia? She didn't get used enough. But anyway, and the cheat is no radar. on Secret Agent 430, which isn't too hard. If you just have a good route set, I think you only have to save like 3 hostages on that one, 4 on Secret Agent. So there's like 3 in a row in like 3 different rooms. Like if you're taking the right route, so that shouldn't be too hard. So, good luck to you there. But no radar. I mean, who wants that cheat? Who cares? And then we cut to Surface 2. Even shittier because it's so goddamn dark. Not to mention it's so cold. I've never been that cold. Poor James with his big coat on. I feel bad for him every time. He's got to be freezing. And you got to destroy all the cameras. There's like 3 on some huts and then 1 on the in the dish. You break communications link to bunker, which do not press B on that thing because it'll go apeshit. And then you got to disable the aircraft, which is just throwing a mine on it. And then you go into the bunker. That's it. It's pretty boring. These are bummers of a level, and I can't believe they did it twice. I don't like levels where I can just run past everyone and finish. Like, well, I didn't really have to do this. I'm just running different places and that's it. Like, I don't have to shoot anybody if I don't want to. I don't like that. I mean, they're terrible shots. Even the sniper rifle guys. Of course, you're moving pretty quick, and they're not really known for their aim, but, I mean, come on, man. It kind of sucks, these levels. It's a waste. But then we got to Bunker 2. Now, this is the first one that's like, this is no joke. This is a tough level. My thing is, obviously, leave Natalia in her cell. Just, say, hey, baby, well, we need some time apart. I know we just met, but we need some time apart. Don't you wish you could just do that with all women? When they annoy you, you just put them in a prison cell until you let them out? Might run for office on that. So there are like 6, 7, 8 guards, something like that are all kind of running the same route. So you take your knives and you, like, lure one at a time back to kind of where your cell is. Or on a corner or something. And wait for them and kill them with a knife one by one. You lure them and then you slap them. Lure and slap. Sounds like my honeymoon. You could also, I guess, use a slapper, if their back's to you. I used to, like, camp out by my cell with the KF7, but if you do single shots, like just tap Z, that won't alert anybody. So if you just do single shots, try to do headshots, that would work too. Try to shoot through a window of a door. And after you knock out those guards on patrol, you can just pick any room you want. I would go get the safe key first, and then you can get double PP7s. And then you got to pick up those 2 documents, compare staff, casualty lists, the CCTV tape, which is just the GoldenEye VHS, disable all the security cameras. And if you get spotted by the security guard at the security camera and the alarm goes off, just reset. It's not worth it. They have like 6 fucking commandos with sunglasses and hats and double DD4s and clobs and all this bullshit that they just keep respawning. Stop it. Don't play them. Those guys give me fucking nightmares because I didn't know they just kept respawning. So every time that would happen, I was like, why? How are there so many of them? I don't like respawning guards, okay? If I kill you, it's over. You don't respawn. You think this is a game? Well, this actually is a game. But reset it if that ever happens. So yeah, after you knock out those guards roaming around, it's pretty, I wouldn't say easy, but a lot more doable after that. And then you go to that big room and knock everyone out. You can probably break out your KF7 at that point because it doesn't matter anymore. And yeah, as usual, you leave and there's not a single person alive in that place. There was like 60 people that all had a life in there. They had families, a beating heart. And 4 or 5 minutes later, everyone's dead. I must be thinking, why the fuck did I show up for work today? I didn't know this asshole was going to be here. Just thought it was a regular day on patrol. Not a day where every single one of my brothers in arms gets murdered by one man. Who the fuck is this guy? This one dude's outside for an hour, shoveling shit, whatever he's doing. Comes back in. Oh my God! Everyone's dead. Frank, not Frank. Oh, Jeff. Oh, John. Oh, everyone's dead. It smells so bad in here. Who could have done this? And you leave Natalia and into the frozenness, and I don't know what they do. They go freeze to death somewhere. The cheat for this was Agent 1 minute 30 seconds double throwing knives, which I think is just you just pick up the CCTV tape and leave, so it should be pretty easy. And that brings us to Statue. Not my favorite level. It's too spooky, man. Senjusmouth gets a little scared playing Statue. The music's scary. It's so dark. The statues are spooky. I mean, it used to be horrible because I didn't know where I was going. Now I know exactly where I'm going, so I just run now, which again, it's not really that much fun. I don't shoot anybody. I don't do a thing. I just run to Valentine's hut, that red hut, and then I run to the Lenin statue, and then I run back to where I came. That's it. And I used to not even know how to beat the end. Like when Michigan and them have Natalia, I thought I had to kill all these guards, and then they'd yell at me and have to start over. Then I asked a friend at school, and I was like, how do you fucking beat this? And he goes, just leave. I was like, oh, did not know that. I did not know that. And the cheat is Secret Agent 315 for fast animation, which it's just a speed run. Like, you have to go as fast as you can, and you have to get the flight recorder in the right spot. It's not hard. It's just running and then getting the good location on the flight recorder. So, whatever. It's like a mid-tier cheat. And that brings us to Archives. Solid level. But then once I started, I got the cheat for Double Agent, spoiler alert, then I realized I could just run through it. I just run straight to Natalia and Michigan and then leave. And I never fail. Archives Double Agent used to be a tough level. And now I just run past everything. And I'm kind of bummed that I learned I could do that, because now it's not that much fun. I run literally for a minute and I leave. But before, I'd slap the guys in the first room, and then I'd slap as many guards as I could. Lure and slap, baby. You lure one guard, he comes, you just try to knock out as many people as you can, then go to Natalia and do it that way. So I wouldn't really use your gun. But like I said, I don't do any of that anymore. I just run. And Natalia can fucking suck on this level, just as she sucks in every level. If you start shooting that gun, she goes run the attic. You know, the safe space of the library attic. So yeah, be stealthy, or every guard will come at you. Which is kind of the beauty of this game, is if you're not... I don't like stealthy levels in games. Like, you have to be quiet and all that. This gives you the option. You should probably be stealthy, but if you don't want to be stealthy, if you want to just welcome every guard in the place, you don't fail the mission, it's just going to be tough. I love that. Gives you the option. Gives you the power. The power is in your hands. So yeah, Double Agent, a minute 20 in invisibility, which that was the big one I always wanted. If I could just walk around, the guards couldn't see me. I always wanted to see where they were, what they were doing, what are their thoughts, their dreams. And I never even tried it till a couple of years ago, and then I realized how easy it was once I looked it up on YouTube. I'm like, oh, well, you just run to Natalia and Michigan and leave. And we cut to Streets. It's not one of my favorites, again. It's like the biggest, most fun part of the movie, so you had to have it. And that tank is, iconic. So I'm not going to, knock them for it. It's a good idea for a level. It's just not that much fun. Again, you're just running past everybody. Which maybe I could just stop with my tank and start blowing people up, but I don't know. It's, not necessary. And it's not that much fun. I don't like it. So you knock out those first few guards. You take your tank close to where Valentine is. You have to talk to him. Get the body armor in there. There's in one of those little rooms near Valentine. And yeah, you just cannon your way through the rest of the level. And until you get to this black abyss. I don't even know what... It's an odd end to the level. It's just black. Okay, this is an odd thing. Maybe get off the train and go into get off the tank and go into a door or something that brings you to the depot. No? I'm just spitballing here. It's just an idea. That's just top of my head, first reaction. Give me a door I can go through. But no. Maybe because it was meant to be with the tank, and once you just hit that black abyss, then you're done. I don't know. I think it's stupid. What do you think about that? I don't approve of it. It's not getting St. my stamp of approval. So we get to Depot. Oh, and the cheat for Streets is enemy rockets Agent 145, which you kind of have to hustle. You need to use the tank. On your feet is a little tough. But the tank is extremely faster than Bond running. So, and again, just know your route, and you should be able to get it. And knock out the mines before you get there. Knock out the cars if they're in your way. Don't try to run through them. And then cuts to Depot. This one's okay. Not my fave, but it's not a bad level. It's a little spooky, man. It's too dark. I don't like getting scared in levels, okay? That's why Statue kind of scared me. Surface 2. I'm not a big fan of dark levels. Cool layout, though. A bunch of warehouses. Most of them are empty, so you don't really know where to go. Kind of allows for exploring, like I was talking about. If you destroy the illegal arms cache first, then you can get a rocket launcher to go take out the drone gun where you destroy the computer network or whatever. Because that drone gun simply won't quit. That is the toughest drone gun in the whole level. What's with that thing? Is it because it's too dark in there so you can't quite see it? That thing is a fucking crack shot. So if you just have your gun, if your PP7, your D5K, your Dutchke, that is brutal, man. I take damage every time. I can't do it. So I usually knock out the drone gun and all that first, because once you destroy the illegal arms, all you gotta do is just run straight out of there, and that's the end of the level. So I don't have the rocket launcher usually. But when you're leaving that illegal arms cache, why don't you toss some proximity mines on there? And then there's 10 guards waiting for you out there. Break out the rocket launcher, man. Like I said, don't be a hero. You don't have to shoot them all with your PP7, man. Use the rocket launcher. That's what it's there for. And then you go upstairs in that little hut thing, open the safe, get your shit, whatever you need. I don't know what he needs, but he needs some things. And then get on the train. And the cheat for this is slow animation. If you can do it in Secret Agent 140, that's a little bit of a challenge. I think you just have to do the computer room, which again, the drone gun is the biggest problem. That drone gun is a motherfucker. But if you can knock it out quick, then it's pretty easy. And that brings us, obviously, to Train. My favorite level. St. John Smythe's favorite level. Number 1. With a bullet. I mean, it's just so much fun. You have like 3 sets of 2 similar cars. You know, you have like the 2 cars with the crates, the 2 cars with just like that hallway where like, I don't know, are the guards like just like dining? Why are they in those little rooms? And then you have the 2 like cars that are like those green rooms, you know, the dining carts, and the other ones are like sleeping carts. And then in the end, you get to see all 3 villains and Natalia. That's just, I mean, it has everything you want, man. Those first 2 cars are kind of tough because you're like next to explosive boxes and you can't quite see everybody. So like gunfire is just coming from wherever. But the next 2 cars are pretty easy. It's just hallways. So kind of you can just keep shooting into the abyss and you knock everyone out and keep kind of moving side to side and you shouldn't get hit. The green rooms are tough, especially like those 2 guards that are taking shits in those bathrooms. When they come out with double ZMGs and sunglasses and hats, that's brutal. Those guys kill me all the time. I love how we always we always know people are scary if they have hats or sunglasses. I think that means they have body armor or they're just a real son of a bitch. See, I usually use the double ZMG, which fires the fastest, so I just keep unloading into those shitters and hopefully kill those 2 guards. But they're fucking brutal. But once you get past that, you should be fine. And then you shoot that last guard before the last car and destroy the last brake unit and just start unloading straight. So those 2 guards that come, you won't have any problems with them. And then you go into the last car where Oromov, Xenia, Trevelyan, Natalia, it's a fucking party, man. And I used to think when you walk in, Oromov's going to shoot Natalia. So we used to hurry up so fast and half the time we'd fuck it up because we didn't have time to like aim. But now I realize you could just walk in and hang out there for 15 seconds. So you can get lined up correctly, and if you shoot Oromov and Xenia in the back and kill Xenia, then you'll get like 20 extra seconds, which makes all the difference, because I used to play this, only kill Oromov, and just die with Natalia every fucking time. And now with the Xenia trick, it's like, well, this is easy. And then you have like the cool little thing at the end, you know, like with he gets to use the gadget, the secret way out. Like, who doesn't love this level? This is the best level in the game. I fucking love it. And it's quite fitting because after this level, it gets fucking brutal. It's borderline not even fun anymore. This game gets really tough. The cheat for Train, by the way, is for the silver PP7, which is just a Cougar Magnum that shoots like a PP7, which I guess is, I don't know, neat. Double O Agent, 5 minutes and 25 seconds, which is pretty tough, man. You gotta hustle. Those first 2 cars are kind of what it's all about. If you can knock out those first 2 cars quick, you get a good shot, but that's a tough one. So anyway, we cut to jungle. It's just a brutal level. You can't see shit. I have to turn the lights off in my room. I have to like put the brightness up just to see people. It's like just not fun. Again, it's dark, it's scary, it's spooky. I don't like it. You can make sure like Natalia stays close so she can just knock out guards, because obviously she can see everything because she's AI. But then even like when she kills people, you can't see where the ammo is because you can't see the ground. It's so fucking dark. And Natalia's little comments aren't helping either. Her little smart remarks, I don't like them. I don't appreciate them. Let Bond make the funny remarks. That's his job, not yours. And theirs are stupid too. Like, that was messy, or they're not even funny. So like, you're shooting at things that you can't see, so you're going to waste some ammo there. And then you can't even see where the ammo is. So there's a good chance by the time you get to the end of it, like, you don't have any ammo left. At least there are 2 body armors. That's one nice thing. The drone guns shouldn't pose a problem, but, you know, you never know. Sometimes you can't see them. It's kind of the theme of this level. Did they mean to do this? Like, you can't see anything the whole time? Or just was the technology not there for it to be, like, clear? What do you think about that, David Doak and the developers, who I'm sure are big fans of the program? Answer me that. What's the deal with jungle? Tell me about it. And then you get to Xenia on the bridge. And boy, it's just a fucking brutal death, huh? I mean, picture this. She runs across a bridge. I unload an entire clip, that's 30 bullets, of an assault rifle into her dumb fucking head. I mean, her head would come clean off. While Natalia is unloading basically a Colt 45 Magnum into her tits. Okay? And I've also planted mines on the bridge so they blow up underneath her as she's getting shot 60 times. Ma and Pa Onatop might be requesting a closed casket on that one. Hello, sir and ma'am. We have this bag of soup that was once your daughter. Boy. Assault rifle to the face, Magnum bullets into your chest, and you get exploded with mines in a jungle. They say it's one of the worst ways to go. So once you get past Xenia, there's a few more guards that you can't see. And you get to that ladder room, which I don't ever know what to do, because on the right, there's like 8 guards that are perched behind like boxes. Do I go in there? Do I not go in there? Do I not bother? They all got grenades. Because sometimes they come fuck with you. Sometimes they stay put. I never know what to do. Sometimes Natalia goes mess with them. Sometimes she doesn't. Sometimes she gets blown up by a grenade. I don't know what to do here. I usually just keep running up the ladder and knock out that drum gun. Those last 2 drum guns, the ammo dump. And then you just haul ass out. And hope to God Natalia doesn't get blown up by something. Once you get there, you should be okay. 98% of the level through. It's not like insanely hard. It's just, I just don't enjoy it that much. It's too scary. It's too spooky. It's not Halloween, man. I don't want to be scared. And there's Jungle. The cheat for this is double hunting knives, which you never actually get to use in any level. Double hunting knives, Agent 345, which is actually not super easy. Because, running past assault rifle guards is just not a normal thing. So you're going to take some damage there. And if you're running fast at a drone gun, it's going to put some damage on you. And then you got Xenia, which you should be able to knock out without taking damage. That's not the easiest one on Agent. That's it takes a little bit of skill. So there's Jungle. And we cut to Control. Here we go. The level that haunts every past GoldenEye player, Control. So we start out with elevator music, which just, whoever made this is... There were 2 composers for the game, and then there was one other dude that made the elevator music. God bless that man. Give him an award of some kind. That's just hilarious. It's James Bond elevator music. Come on. In that first part, you shouldn't get hit. The drone guns aren't that hard. There's, 6 guards. Shouldn't be tough. If you get hit, you should probably just start over. And you go back and get Natalia, and then you go down that hallway, which those first guards shouldn't be tough. But that room on the right, there's like 6 guards with grenades. They're crack shots. Like if you just tap C left or C right to just take a peek, they'll hit you. It's like those kind of assholes. And then like when they throw a grenade, like you have to back off, then you have to wait for it to like the dust to settle. It just takes so long. I always get hit in this room. It might be the hardest room in the level. After that, it's fairly easy until Natalia. Like, you blow up the mainframes. That should knock out the 2 guards upstairs. The drone gun room is not that hard. I just run past those 2 drone guns, and I usually don't get hit. There's, like, this glitch that we just found out about. Not we just found out. I just found out about. That if you get on one of the stairwells, you can look it up on YouTube, and you kind of aim at a certain spot, like in the window, and right when you throw the mine, you turn to the right. Or I guess you can turn to the left too, whatever. There's a glitch where the mine will keep going, and it'll go farther. And if you press the trigger, it'll blow up that last mainframe, so you don't have to go in that room anymore. Which I'm not sure how I feel about this glitch. It's clearly not what they had in mind. You're supposed to go in that room at the end. That's an extra little challenge. So now that they've found a way to, like, I wouldn't say cheat, but like it's not what you're supposed to do. I don't know how I feel about it. I've been using it though, and it's been wonderful. But I'm not sure how I feel about it. And once you do that, a guard or 2 will be triggered, and they'll come up, and you just knock him out. But it's just one less thing you have to do after Natalia's back to safety. And then if you go that left door where, like, that body armor is, at the very end, you throw a mine at that door, it'll knock out that guard standing by it. And if you wait a few seconds, the other 2 guards will come running to that door. And if you throw another mine there, then you'll knock out those 2 guards. So maybe at the end of the level, you might not have anybody in that room, or maybe 1 guard in that room. Is anyone even remotely interested in what I'm talking about? Honest to God. I don't even need this microphone to be on to talk about this. I think I've already had this podcast in my shower a dozen times. Cleaning behind my ears. Well, you got to shoot that guard to lure the other 2 guards, and then throw the mine. And if you hide behind that crate, that guy will come, and then you got the double ZMG guys. And my wife pops her head in the shower and says, I think we should see other people. I don't love you anymore. And I'll say, what? So anyway, you knock out those 2 guards, and then it's Natalia time. I knock out every computer except for Natalia's. And I knock out the screen, something about the lag rate or whatever bullshit. Some nerd stuff. And you go get Natalia. And I usually face Natalia's back, so I can see that ass. And you just keep your head on a swivel, man, and just hope for the best. Like, I usually get past it, but who knows, man? Like, the other day I tried it, and I had 3 guards come at once. There were 2 guards that shattered the glass at the same time on either side. So they're both shooting at Natalia, and then I have 1 guard that was shooting at me. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I mean, I'm focusing on 1 guard, but it's tough because I got some guy unloading a machine gun into my beautiful chest, and then, Natalia got killed. Important to remember, the guards with no hats go after Natalia. The guards with hats go after you. So, if you have to choose, go after the guards with no hats. Just take damage. Just keep Natalia safe. You should be able to knock it out if you're at Natalia's back and if you keep trying to shoot him at the top of the stairs. You should be alright if you can aim okay, But if you just get bad, like, guards, like 3 at a time, 2 of which are going in for Natalia or whatever, and they're like some crack shots, man. It's just brutal. But once you get done with Natalia, and you've done all the other shit I just said, it's pretty easy. I mean, you just go get that last body armor in that room to the left. Make sure the objective completes with Natalia going to safety, and then you just go in the elevator and leave. Ball game. You don't have to worry about it anymore. I mean, it was just a couple years ago I beat this for the first time. Now I beat it on the reg, but that's a tough level, man. No shame in having a hard time with Control 00 Agent. This is brutal. It's a fucking brutal level. I'll tell you what else is brutal is this drink. I mean, it's not as bad as a vodka soda, but I still don't like it. I still miss my fun drinks, my margaritas, my daiquiris, on a Saturday. I miss it. It'll be back soon, but for now I miss it. See, there's Control. It's not even a bad level, really. Like, the layout, all of it is, like, pretty cool. And protecting Natalia and all that is, like, a really good idea. It's good. It's just, it takes so long to get to Natalia. You gotta, like, knock out all those drum guns without getting hit. Then the guards at the beginning. And then those guards with the grenades, like, takes so long. So you have to do all that. And then you have to, like, knock out the drum gun room and blow up the mainframes and get your body armor and talk to Boris and prepare the Natalia room, like blow up the computers. And then you get to Natalia, 10 minutes later. And then it might all be done in 30 seconds. And then you have to do that whole thing over again. Knock out the drone guns, the people with the grenade. It's like, fuck this, man. If I could just get back to the Natalia part. Like, haven't I proven that I could do the first part of this level? Can I just do the Natalia part? It wouldn't have been that difficult, but it's just a gauntlet you have to run of that whole level. That's the hardest part. So anyway, and the cheat for this was infinite ammo, which you kind of need to enjoy the all guns thing. Infinite ammo, secret agent, 10 minutes. Which I usually have a pretty easy, not easy time, but I can do that pretty regularly. But secret agent control is not that easy for like your average player. I can do it now, but that was a tough one. So we got to caverns. It's kind of an underrated hard level. This is a tough one. I can beat it now. Like, I've gotten very good at it now. But that was one of the last 3 I ever beat, was Caverns 00 Agents. Brutal. It's a good level, though. Like, right off the bat, there's just a shit ton of guys with double ZMGs and assault rifles with sunglasses and hats. Like, fuck that, man. Baptism by fire right there. Keep opening and closing the elevator door. That helps. But it's kind of tough. But once you get past that first little run, it's pretty easy. You blow up the computers downstairs, trying to kill any scientists. I think you can kill maybe 2 or 1. And then you go up that spiral to that, like, donut room. I think I learned something, like, with that little donut room. You can throw a mine, fire off your gun, and then throw a mine at the door and close it. And you should be able to knock out, like, 2 or 3 guards. And then after that catwalk is pretty easy, Once you get past those first 3 or 4 guards that all run at you, you just pick off one at a time. And then go downstairs and pick off one at a time and get all that ammo in that box room. I usually go all the way to the end, like the Jack Wade room. And if you shoot through the glass on the left, it'll trigger like 2 or 3 guards to come out. And you can kill them, and you can get the key card while you're at it. And then before you leave, open the door one more time and like shoot with your PP7 the bottom of the glass on the left. That way, you know, like no retard's gonna throw a fucking grenade that bounces off the glass and blows up himself and the computers and gas tanks. Like, what is he thinking? You know what I mean? Like, oh, I see a guy in the distance. Let me throw this grenade. Now, I got a live grenade in my hand, and I've got a computer network behind me, and, I don't know, 40 gas tanks, toxic tanks, that if we even shoot one bullet at, they will explode. It's a mushroom cloud. And I got a live, I'm leaning on one of those tanks, and I got a live grenade in my hand. And he just throws it at the glass, and it bounces back and blows up everybody. No one's growing up with parents now. What kind of moron is this dude? So to save him from himself, just shoot out that glass. So if he does do a fucking idiot thing, it won't ruin your mission. And then their kids will grow up without parents after you're done with them. So after you do that, go back to the, like that room that like slants downward, you know, with the other computer network or whatever. This is a rough room. But if you trigger one guard like from down there, he'll run up at you. And if you start shooting at the guard that's like by the door, it'll usually trigger like 1 or 2 other guards. After that, like you can throw mines at those lockers on the right. That'll kill those guys. Those guys used to fucking blow me up. And then there's a drone gun on the left. There's so much shit in here. One more guy right there. But if you can do all that, then from up top, you can just knock out the rest of those 2 guards. One has a key card. Knock out the computers, and that room's done. Then you go to the Jack Wade room, which if you just did everything I told you to do, just sprint in with your assault rifle and go straight to the left. And there'll be one guard all the way on the other side of the room. Zoom in and kill him. And then I take out my PP7 and I just knock out one guard at a time in that Jack Wade room. And what was that, like 3 guards, 4 guards? After that, contact Jack Wade, get all the scientists out of there, blow up the fucking whatevers, the computers. Actually, while I'm in the slanty room, I usually go and knock out those last 4 guards, like with those big doors. So after the Jack Wade room, I have no more guards. And you go to the very end. God, this is a long description of one fucking level, huh? I'm sorry. This is a complicated level. It's a pretty complicated case, mod. There'll be a shotgun guy. God, there's so much shit in this level. There's a shotgun guy and a fucking RCP guy that will start spawning once you get past a certain point. It's once Trevelyan sees you, then those guards will start spawning. So if you just open those doors and go away and use your assault rifle and knock out the 2 drum guns, and then you take out your RCP, open the door again, and Trevelyan will see you, but you just start unloading your RCP on everybody, and you don't have to worry about the spawning guards. You turn all those other guards into fucking mush at the end. That RCP is fantastic, and you're done with the level. Whew! I feel like I was in real life just play that level. Like I was actually James Bond. That's how exhausted I am from explaining caverns. You got all that? God damn. Like I said, is this remotely interesting to anybody? Me talking about a caverns 00 agent for fucking 15 minutes, it felt like. Well, you want to beat it or not? I just told you how to beat it. You're welcome. And the cheat for this is 2 RCPs, which if you already have all guns, who gives a shit? But if you're a completist, double RCPs, 00 agent, 930. That's tough. I mean, it took me forever to even beat that level, period. So when they were like, yeah, do it in 9 minutes and 30 seconds, I was like, fuck you, man. I'm not even trying that. But the more I kept playing it, I was like, and looked it up on YouTube, I was like, all right, this is like doable if I kind of hustle a little bit. And I finally did get it. But that's a tough one. And we got to the last level of the game, Cradle. Get the body armor. Again, don't be a fucking hero. And honestly, it's kind of all about that first guy. If you can knock him out without him getting you, it's going to make things a lot easier. Because then if he starts hitting you, it's going to push you back. And then once you kill him, there's like 4 more guards that are going to come like where he is. And they'll just start unloading into you. So like half your health will be gone before you can even get to Trevelyan. So try to knock out that first guy early. Oh, really, St. Smythe? That's good advice. Try to kill the guy that's trying to kill you. So yeah, you just run fast. And once, like, just pick up those guns. Keep running straight down to Trevelyan. Don't talk to anybody. Don't socialize. Don't stop off for a drink. There is a body armor in one of the huts. So get that too. I'm not telling you where it is. That's on you. I've told you everything else. Can't give you everything. So knock out the drone guns, quick, hit Trevelyan, knock out the computer, and then it's all just you and Trevelyan. When he goes down that little ramp, go to the right and aim down at him. You can't get too close or he'll run away, but aim down at him and give him a headshot. And I think if you give him like 2, maybe 3 headshots, then he'll say, finish the job. So you give him that headshot, don't follow him down there, just go to the other hut and just keep giving him headshots. I think if you give him like 3, then he'll say, finish the job. And I used to have this level used to be brutal, but like now it's kind of easy. And it's quick. So if you die or if you fail or whatever, well, you only played it for like 2 minutes. It's not like Control in Caverns, it takes forever. But these guards, they're all just body armor, sunglass, hats, double ZMGs, accurate as fuck. And I don't like them. I don't appreciate them. I'll tell you what, dude. Say what you will about Trevelyan, but he trains those Yanis operatives quite well. Like once you get to, Depot, you start seeing the Yanis people. Like I think up until Streets, there were still Russian soldiers. And those Yanis people keep getting better and better. And when they're all in black and they got sunglasses on, because their future's so bright, that's no joke, man. But anyway, yeah, you get down there, shoot Trevelyan, don't panic, just knock him out. I usually kneel. I get to the center of the little thing at the bottom, the needle. I kneel, and I get to the center, and I, look down. And I guess that'll give if there's a guard on top trying to shoot you, that'll give him a smaller target, or it's less likely for you to, fall off. I don't know. But you can get knocked off that thing after you kill Trevelyan, and it's a bitch. So, anyway, there's Cradle. It's a cool level, man. The music is fucking awesome. It's a solid level. Good final level. Good for them. Good for all of us. 3 cheers for them. And if you just beat it, period, you get the Cougar Magnum. It's a fun gun. And the gold PP7, if you beat it on Agent, 215, which isn't too tough. You should be able to do that. Because on Agent, you give him 1, maybe 2 headshots, then he'll do it. So, and then we got 2 bonus levels. Aztec and Egyptian, which, my God, I mean, not only are they paying homage to Roger Moore, but they're making a Moonraker level. Some guys after my heart. I mean, who didn't love Moonraker, right? That's just fun. They got the orange jumpsuits. They have the actual Moonraker shuttle from the movie. They got Drax's fucking lair in there. How great is this? On Double O Agent, though, I mean, it's almost impossible. I mean, honest to God. They made it crazy hard, and they finally beat it, the developers. And then they were like, all right, now crank it up a little bit from that. Make sure it's the hardest level in the game. And mission accomplished, because this is horrific. They actually had female guards originally, but they didn't want Bond shooting girls, so they just scrapped them. That first room is just horrible. It's 3 guys. If you can get past that, you'll be okay for a minute. And you start in this random little alcove. Those guards standing there must be like, what the fuck? Where did you come from? Where the fuck did this guy come from? There's no door right there. How long have you been there? If you knock those guys out, sometimes they'll throw grenades, which is kind of helpful. And you open that secret door. And then, dude, that assault rifle guy that's a mile away from you, that is the best guard in the whole game. It's the most accurate guard. Him and that drone gun from Depot should go on a date somewhere. Fuck those people. You tap C right just to get a glance of him, and he'll shoot you. Dude, fuck you, man. No one can do that. So, if you can get past that guy taking, 1 hit, then that's pretty good. Then those 2 guards come, the rest of that room shouldn't be that hard. And then you get to that computer room, the big tower room with the big computer in it. That one's a tough room, too, because there's, 2 guards from either side in the way back that, won't come out at first, so they're getting you from either side. I always take damage in this room. And then, fuck, man, there's so much to this level. You open up the exhaust bay, try to shoot that guard up from the exhaust bay if you have time, and then laser guards will start coming for you. Knock them out, knock out the drone guns, get the body armor, and then there's that huge room that's just tough. I'm trying to just breeze through this level because there's too much to it, man. I could do a whole podcast just on the Aztec level. But knock out the drone guns in that big room, knock out the guard that's past the little screen door, and then I usually go where the ladder is and try to just knock out those laser guards across the room, one by one. And then meanwhile, there's another assault rifle guard coming at you while you're trying to do that. It's just fucking horrible. It's just terrible. And then if you can get all those guys killed, murdered, and I have no qualms about murdering those people. I'm glad they're dead. And I go up, you gotta close the exhaust bay door so you can get through again. And you go kill Jaws. Now, once you kill Jaws, once he's dead, once his heart stops beating, there are 4 double laser guards that are alerted. And they just start respawning. As if you didn't have enough trouble. So my point is, once you kill Jaws and get that little smart card, haul your fucking ass back to that computer. Do not waste any time. The more dilly-dallying you do, the more you're going to have to tangle with them. They're usually in that big computer room, so when you go in there, just start firing your laser. Try to find a good spot. When you knock out those first 4, go in the computer room, close that glass door behind you, and do your shit. I don't know, you press Z on something, B on the other, I don't know what you do. And then I would wait for the other guards to come out. They usually come from like where you started the level. And knock out those next 4 guards. And then you haul ass back to that ladder and open the exhaust bay and you're done with the level. If those guards aren't coming from where you started the level and you're just waiting, then they probably are coming from where Jaws was, where you killed Jaws. So you're going to have to run into them in that big room. It's going to suck, man. Isn't that, you get a fear boner, your heart's going like crazy. It's just a tough end of the level. There's no getting around it. Okay? Sorry. But if you can get through all that, good for you. Going up that ladder, man, when you're about to die, Jesus Christ, you want to talk about anxiety. And you always get stuck too? Fuck that. It's not a bad level, it's just so hard. So it's kind of hard to enjoy it. I love paying tribute to former Bond movies. That's fantastic. But man, this is rough. And the cheat is double lasers, secret agent, 9 minutes, which isn't too tough. If you've played double agent enough and you finally beat it, then if you do secret agent, it shouldn't be too hard. And if you just beat it on agent, you get lasers. And if you beat it on all 3 levels, then you get Egyptian, which it just feels like a waste of a level, Again, if you explain, like if you put this on paper, this level, I say that sounds like a fucking great idea. You're in like this temple-looking thing, and you have to find Scaramanga's golden gun, and Baron Samedi spawns. And that's 3 times, and it's the only way you can kill him was with Scaramanga's golden gun. That's pretty fucking cool. That's a cool idea for a level. But you end up just sprinting straight for the golden gun, and then sprinting to 3 locations. You don't worry about guards. I barely get shot in this level. It's just running to Baron 3 times, and then it's it. So I don't know. It's always just kind of a bummer the way this game ends with this level. Never been a big fan of it. I think on the last time you have to like shoot him in the head. That golden gun is hard to aim too, or hard to shoot. I don't know how people used to do that room back in the day without the internet or without a strategy guide. Which, by the way, I just bought that strategy guide like a couple of months ago as a 35-year-old man. I bought that on eBay for $20. I spent actual U.S. currency in the year 2022 on a GoldenEye strategy guide that was made in 1997. So, that's just where my priorities are. So anyway, the cheat on this one is 6 minutes, all guns on double agent, which is a fucking cakewalk. I usually do it in less than 2 minutes. And I think if you just beat it, period, you get the golden gun. So, that's all our levels. Huh? Did you have a good time? I did. But let's talk about the multiplayer a little bit. Last minute edition. They had been talking about it for a while throughout the development. The stampers were saying like the owners of Rare were like, y'all aren't doing multiplayer, are y'all? They kept warning them against it. I don't know what the big deal was. Like, oh no, we promise we're not doing it. And then like 4 months before the game was supposed to be released, they developed it. The owners were concerned with seeing your other person's screen. Like you can see where the other person is, so that doesn't really work, which is actually a legit concern. I mean, when you play now, like imagine playing GoldenEye and you have no clue where the other person is. So every room you go into, you're like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if there's anyone in here or not. You hear gunfire, but you don't know where it's coming from. That'd be fucking awesome and like terrifying. So that's a legit concern. But anyway, what are you going to do? We would always do stack, pistols, license to kill, which was just 1 hit, you're dead, 3 guns, same. It was a very simple level. It's just, we were purists. We do power weapons every once in a while. Proximity mines was a fucking blast, no pun intended. Basement every once in a while. Flag tag was fun. Slappers, just because when we were bored. I like the normal where you can adjust the health. You can like go down to like 2 shots kills you, 3 shots kills you. You only live twice, which I guess was just first to 2 kills. That just seems kind of... Living Daylights was flag tag. Golden gun is just someone wants the golden gun, which I don't know, is that even a good gun to have? You could do teams too, which we always abandoned because we kept shooting each other. And the levels were like temple, complex, caves, which is just jungle, library, basement, stack, facility. Yeah, we didn't really do a lot of these except for stack, really, and basement sometimes. I feel like complex, most people did that one. We never did. But anyway, like when they were developing it at Rare, the employees, like working on other games, were getting hooked on the multiplayer at Bond. They were obsessed with it. So every downtime, they go to the GoldenEye wing of the office, or the GoldenEye people would go to them, and they'd play multiplayer the whole time. So that's when they were like, shit, we might have something here, because this fucking multiplayer is addicting. And turns out it was, because finally they got done with the game, released it in 1997, 2 years after the movie came out, and it just went completely fucking gangbusters. And it just like kept getting bigger and bigger. Like it took a while for word to get around, like, because like they sold more in Christmas of 1998 than they did in 1997. And then they sold more units in Christmas 99 than they did in 97 and 98 combined. That's how crazy this game was. And when they first started, like, Ken Lobb from Nintendo, which they named the Clob after, called all the blockbusters and gave them 20 copies free and said, if we give you all these free, if y'all don't sell them, if y'all don't rent them, then y'all can give it back to us. And obviously they didn't return any of them. And people would rent this game like crazy. And I think that's why everyone bought the game, was because of the multiplayer. I mean, it gave the game legs. The single player is my favorite. I love it. But like, there's only so many times you can play those levels. Multiplayer, there's all these different levels, and there's something different happening every single time. And it's just so much fun. The multiplayer made this whole game what it was, really. Getting 3 of your buddies together and playing this at a sleepover while Pizza Hut's on the way, and you got a 2-liter of Coke and some theater candy and popcorn and your sleeping bag and nothing to do. I mean, come on. Is there anything better in the world? That was our childhood for a long time. God damn it. And that was everyone's childhood when this game came out. There's something like so satisfying about this game, like shooting people. I didn't move on to the PlayStation 2, really. I played like some Grand Theft Auto and Tiger Woods, but I didn't really move on much to the PlayStation 2. So GoldenEye was kind of the in for me. Dude, I play this game so much today, more than I care to admit. And there's just something I just love about killing dirty fucking commies, right? It's just fun. Dirty Rooskies. It's just fun to see them get shot in the head. I've played like Halo and Call of Duty, and I'm like, this isn't that much. It's like too real. I always felt like it was fun, GoldenEye. Like the humor was a big part of it. It made it fun. Like guards in the bathroom, hats flying off, like shooing bugs away. I mean, one of the guards sneezes. Like the funny way they dodge, the briefings from Q and Moneypenny were always funny. Like the VHS tape. Like it was a funny game. And it's become, revolutionary game in the world of, first-person shooters. I'm not a big gaming nerd. I don't know much about it. I know I fucking love it, but like, they always look back at this for first-person shooters as like, this was what started it all. The multiplayer, the damage on guards, the stealth thing, it kind of all came from GoldenEye. They've had remakes, a million of them. They're all shitty. They finally released that Xbox Live Arcade remake of GoldenEye, and it's fucking great. I don't know how you can even play it, I guess, on your computer. But Rare got sold to Microsoft, and Microsoft does Xbox. So, you're not going to see like a re-release of this on Nintendo anytime soon. But I've heard that like there's something promising recently, like some development that maybe they're going to get some deal done, Nintendo and Microsoft. So who knows? I think Rare went down the shitter not that long after this. And then, like, you mix in Eon and Danjak, the people that own the Bond franchise, the likeness to Bond, the Bond movies. You throw in, Pierce Brosnan and all the actors from the movie. Like, it's a complicated fucking thing, man. It's a goddamn mess to re-release all this shit. It's also got legs because of, like, speedrunners. Speedrunners go nuts for this game. It's one of the more popular speedrunning games. I would go take a look at some of these speedruns because they are kind of incredible. Although they did realize if you look at the ground, some bullshit about, like, the frame rate might save you half a second over the course of a minute, so they started just looking at the ground the whole time, which kind of ruined it. But there's a lot of Perfect Ace, Carl Jobs, Ryan White is a bunch of big speedrunners. I've actually watched the speedrunners. That's how far down the rabbit hole I've gotten on GoldenEye. I always like to imagine, like from the guard's perspective, a speedrunner running through the game, Like in Damn, they're just standing there and like, holy shit, where the fuck is that guy going? He's just running by y'all. The guards on the towers like, look at this fucking guy just sprinting on the damn facility. Like at the end, like Trevelyan. He's like, oh, glad you can make it 007. And he just comes in running, like sidestepping, throwing mines. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Why are you running so fast? And like, he's just going in reverse as you're talking to him. And he just leaves the doors. Like, where the fuck are you going? I love imagining that. Silo, like there's 150 guards and this dude just comes sprinting by you. Like, who the fuck was that guy? We put a few slugs in him, but Jesus Christ, we couldn't stop him. He just kept running. He was shot and he kept sprinting. That was a dead sprint. Statue, same thing. Who the motherfuck was that? we're in a statue park, and we all of a sudden see this extremely handsome guy sprinting. I'm talking like 4'2", and he was wearing a suit. He's got wingtips on, loafers. And he's got a machine gun, and he's just sprinting, firing his AK-47 in the air. Psychopath? I wasn't going to tangle with him. So anyway, there's GoldenEye. There's your game. GoldenEye 007, Nintendo 64. There's your game. There it is. You want to hear some fun facts? All kind of fun facts. The faces of all the characters, they're just like developers' kids or like plumbers, janitors, staff members. They just took pictures of them outside because there was like no database they could go to. So they just had to go outside and get like a digital camera of some kind and just put it on a computer and then like paste it to someone's head. You need a profile and a straight picture, which you also needed for all the characters, which you couldn't just get from Pierce Brosnan. It wasn't easy to get. So you had to find like promotional pictures of Pierce Brosnan, his profile, and a close-up of his face. It was just so janky back then. So when you see I've seen the actual pictures of it, and it's fascinating. The person in charge of creating the characters and the clothing and all that picked Mayday, Oddjob, Jaws, and the Baron just out of her own collection from her house. Like she was a big Bond fan. But again, there was no internet and you couldn't just get all this shit. So this was just the stuff she had at her house. So she used the pictures she had from her VHS tapes or whatever. And Dr. Doak recently said, like, Oddjob, like, why is he so short? He's like, he's not actually short in the movie. I mean, he's not tall, but he's not, like, freakish short. And he said, we thought that he was the same person as Knick Knack. We were thinking of Knick Knack. That's why we made him, like, midget short. So that's why we've had all this debate about Oddjob over the years. He's not even supposed to be short. They designed every level at 00 Agent. They just made a 00 Agent level, and then they would just, for Secret Agent, would just dial it back. So they would just say, all right, we need like 5 or 6 objectives. And they make them. They're like, all right, let's do Secret Agent. Take out 2 or 3 objectives, and then dial everything back. And then for Agent, make it extremely easy. So, that's a fun fact. They originally had all the other 4 Bonds in the game. Dalton, Roger, and Sean, along with Pierce. You could play any Bond you want. And I think Roger had the white tux. Connery had the tux with like maybe a flower in his lapel, and Dalton was maybe like an open jacket suit. But I think it was something with Connery, like when he signed his contract, it was before, like you couldn't do stuff with his image unless you paid him, or something about Connery would want some money, and then if he got money, all the other Bonds would want money, so they just said, fuck it, let's just put Pierce on all 4. So we lost, and apparently all the designers played one final death match with all 4 Bond actors, and Roger Moore won. Boom! Roger, my man. Some of the original ideas, another fun fact, was to pull out the rumble pack to reload, which is a horrible idea. Thank God that got the shit canned. And because it was so violent for Nintendo and the Japanese people, they offered up an idea that at the end of the mission, the guards and Bond and everybody would shake hands. That's right. You heard that right. Shake hands. Little digital people would shake hands. Ups-a-daisy. Sorry I shot you in the head. So, cooler heads prevailed. Anyway, there's GoldenEye. That's it. That's a long one. My voice is tired. Can't talk anymore about it. Love this game. If you haven't played it in a while, pick it up. Play it, man. And if you need any advice, let St. John Smythe know. I got all the tips. I got some tips I didn't even tell you about today. Huh? I'm gonna keep you wanting more. So play it and let me know how it goes. All right. Next time I think I'll be doing No Time to Die, or I'll release The Living Daylights. I'm not really sure. All right. See you next time.